Today's NFL landscape got flipped upside down by a blockbuster trade that's reshaping the off-season chatter in a major way. In a stunning move, the Steelers and Dolphins swung a deal involving Micah Fitzpatrick, Jalen Ramsey, and John Johnson, plus some draft picks exchanged on top of it. At first, the talk was all about Ramsey heading to Pittsburgh, but then whispers about picks being included emerged, and suddenly John Johnson's name popped up too. What started as a two-player shakeup turned into a full-on, multifaceted chess move that's rare to see in June, the kind of noise usually reserved for July or August. When you break it down, Miami walks away with Jalen Ramsey, a first-class cornerback who can change coverage schemes as soon as he steps on the field. Pittsburgh, however, is getting true strength in their secondary by landing Micah Fitzpatrick, considered among the best safeties in the league, along with John Johnson and a 2027 fifth-round pick. This swap shows Pittsburgh doubling down on defensive flexibility and veteran presence, while Miami shifts its focus to solidifying the corner position. From a Cowboys perspective, it's a signature pivot moment. Dallas was never realistically in on Ramsey due to his steep price tag, and this trade means he just reset his market value higher. It's rare to see a player land a raise mid-trade, but Ramsey's camp pulled it off, not something Dallas could entertain considering their budget bottlenecks. Then there's Fitzpatrick's arrival in Pittsburgh, another major twist. The Cowboys had shown interest in him in the past, but their offers never came close to what Pittsburgh ultimately handed over. His inclusion confirms Dallas was never in serious contention, especially with Johnson's one-year, $11 million contract thrown into the mix. From the Cowboys' angle, this deal isn't just off the table, it's blocked out. Ramsey's new valuation clears the path for Dallas to shift focus. Suddenly, the cornerback landscape shifts dramatically, and Dallas is back to square one, looking for that veteran anchor to steady their secondary. This leaves the Cowboys staring at a thinning cornerback market. Teams like Carolina, Green Bay, and even the Raiders and Rams are circling defensive backs, and Miami might even re-enter the fray despite trading Ramsey away. Dallas clearly needs a proven presence to balance out their talented but raw crop of young corners: Darren Bland, Savion Red, Kalen King, Andrew Booth, and Robert Rochelle. A veteran like Stephon Gilmore could slot in perfectly. He's familiar with the Cowboy system, wanted to stay in Dallas, and could serve as a reliable short-term starter. Other names floating in the mix include nickel specialist Mike Hilton, free agent Russell Douglas, neck injury risk, Asante Samuel Jr. boom, or bust Jack Jones, and versatile vet Kendall Fuller. Each comes with strengths and concerns, reinforcing how critical a smart decision now will be for Dallas's back end. To further complicate matters, whispers are building about a potential Cowboys landing spot for linebacker C.J. Mosley. A five-time Pro Bowler and defensive leader, Mosley would instantly become a calming, dominant interior presence, potentially the steady voice the Dallas defense has been missing since Sean Lee's departure. Though Mosley carries age and a hefty contract with him, sources suggest Dallas sees enough in his experience to justify a move. His arrival would not only bolster the front, but could also free Micah Parsons to wreak havoc off the edge, all while giving Dallas a true defensive field general. With off-season noise starting to hit full stride, every move the Cowboys make now, from cornerback solutions to potential veteran pickups, may define their defensive identity and shape their 2025 season trajectory. If the Cowboys do make a move for C.J. Mosley, it would send a strong message that this team is ready to plug its leadership gaps with proven talent rather than wait and hope younger players develop in time. The defensive unit has been operating with intensity and aggression under both Dan Quinn and now Mike Zimmer, but it's lacked a central leader to organize and communicate in real time. Mosley has shown throughout his career that he can be that guy, someone who reads the field, reacts instantly, and elevates everyone around him. Having someone with his instincts and leadership would not only take pressure off the younger players, but would also give Zimmer a key piece to build the scheme around heading into training camp and preseason. What makes this potential acquisition even more critical is the unpredictable health and recovery timelines across the Cowboys secondary. With Trayvon Diggs working back from his knee surgery and likely to miss at least the first few weeks of the season, Dallas can't afford to be passive. The roster already leans heavily on breakout stars like Darren Bland, but beyond that, it's full of question marks. Rookies and second-year players have promise, but expecting immediate production and consistency is risky. The recent Dolphins-Steelers trade only further exposes how thin the Cowboys' depth chart looks in comparison to AFC contenders who are stacking elite defenders. A leader like Mosley in the middle would bring stability, accountability, and a presence the defense currently lacks. Adding to the urgency is the reality that Dallas's window isn't wide open forever. Dak Prescott's contract, CeeDee Lamb's rise, and Micah Parsons' looming mega extension all point to a team nearing a financial tipping point. Making the right moves now, before cap limitations close in, could define whether this team is truly built for a deep postseason run or just another regular season success story. That's why veterans like Gilmore or Mosley are valuable, not for long-term rebuilds, but to elevate an already competitive team to championship caliber immediately. These types of experienced pieces allow a team to weather the injuries and mid-season setbacks that inevitably hit every contender. The Cowboys must think not just about surviving the first 6 weeks of the season, but about thriving come November and December. As the off-season narrative unfolds, the Cowboys' next moves will be watched closely, not just by fans, but by the rest of the NFC. Every front office now has to recalibrate based on the Dolphins-Steelers trade, and Dallas will be no exception. They've been quiet on the cornerback and linebacker fronts for most of the offseason, but that quiet won't last much longer. With training camp just weeks away, decisions must be made. Free agents are still on the board, and potential trades remain in play. But what's clear now more than ever is that standing still isn't an option. The race to compete at the highest level has already begun, and every roster move from this point forward will carry weight all the way to January.